Wedding bells are ringing. Prince William of Wales has announced his engagement to longtime girlfriend Kate Middleton. Royal officials say that the couple will marry in the spring or summer of next year. Prince William proposed last month while on vacation in Kenya, giving Middleton his late mother's sapphire and diamond engagement ring. He is second in line to the British throne behind his father, Charles. And the two lovers may have had ties before they even met. The New England Historic Genealogical Society says Middleton is an 8th cousin, 8 times removed, to America's first president, George Washington. The society also found that Prince William's late mother, Princess Diana, and great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, were also cousins of Washington. And Prince William and Kate have been offered London City Hall as a venue for their planned marriage. London Mayor Boris Johnson says that the announcement has cheered everyone up. However, all parties are trying to avoid a lavish ceremony after the wedding of Prince Charles and Princess Diana in 1981 exceeded £30 million. A spokesman from Clarence House says the couple is very mindful of the country's economic situation.
A New York-based transportation company will pay over $6 million in federal and state damage claims. In 2003, a Bouchard oil transporter was found responsible for spilling 98,000 gallons of oil off the New England coastline. The U.S. Department of Justice settled the case, and it will go to court for the approval. The firm will pay an additional $1.6 million that federal and state governments use to assess the spill's environmental damage. Caterpillar is looking to expand. The mining company intends to acquire Bucyrus in a $7.6 billion transaction. If approved, this would double Caterpillar's mining revenue. The Peoria, Illinois-based company has agreed to relocate its headquarters to Milwaukee. CEOs of both companies say the deal will benefit clients because they'll be able to purchase their equipment from a single supplier. This means less hassle and lower costs. And Starbucks doesn't just want to have a store on every corner. It wants to open up a new store every day. The company plans to open 500 stores and 400 of them outside the U.S. In the fiscal year, Starbucks' market share will especially grow in China.
A New York senator isn't so loco about Four Loko. Democrat Charles Schumer says federal regulators are expected to ban caffeinated alcohol drinks as soon as this week. If banned, the Federal Trade Commission would warn manufacturers against illegal marketing of the beverage. Four Loko has already been banned in 4 states, including Massachusetts. This comes after the hospitalization and deaths of college students who drank the beverages. And in Minnesota's Twin Cities, more people are kicking an addictive habit. A 30-year study showed a 28% decrease in male smokers and a 16% decrease in female smokers. University of Minnesota's Dr. Christian Filion says the percentage of the decrease was little larger than expected. Filion believes the results are due to legislation programs funded by tobacco settlement funds and the rising cost of cigarettes today.
Well, there's certainly a lot going on in Boston sports this week.
And for that, we go to EIV's own Cassidy Bretler.
And now, EIV Sports.
Hey everyone, I'm Cassidy Bretler with your EIV Sports Update. Well, after losing last week, the Celtics are back on track with a 2-game winning streak. On Thursday, they beat the Heat 112-107, and on Saturday, they beat the Memphis Grizzlies 116-110. Team captain Paul Pierce led the boys that game with 28 points, and big man Shaq had his biggest scoring night of the season so far with 18 points. The C's are now 3-0 in overtime games this season and leading the Eastern Conference with a record of 8-2. After Saturday's win, the boys got a few days off, but as we speak, they're playing right here in Boston against the Washington Wizards. The score right now is 86-61 in the third quarter. And the Patriots lineup got a little shorter this week. Last night, they released linebacker Sean Crable. This was Crable's 3rd year on the team, but his 1st year playing after being injured for the past 2 seasons. He was originally drafted by the team in 2008 out of the University of Michigan. This season, he played in 6 games, making 4 tackles, a half a sack, and 1 special teams tackle. In happier news, the Pats beat the Steelers on Sunday, 39-26. They play next against the Colts this coming Sunday. And the Bruins completed the trifecta of winning Boston teams this week. On Monday, they beat the New Jersey Devils 3-0. Before Monday, the Bees had only won 1 of their last 5 games, so they, just like the Celtics, are getting back on track. Also like the Celtics, the Bruins are playing right now in New York against the Rangers. Right now it's in the 3rd period. The score is 3-2. Well, those are the biggest headlines in sports today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up, after years of negotiations, the Beatles are finally coming to iTunes. We'll tell you what to expect.
And big changes are coming to Facebook. Could the website become your one-stop internet shop? All that and more on EIV News.
You're watching EIV News at 9.
There's always something happening in the worlds of art and entertainment.
And for that, we go to EIV's cultural correspondent, Jordan Moncada.
What's going on today, Jordan?
Thanks, Ross and Katie. I'm Jordan Moncada, your cultural correspondent, bringing you the latest in Boston culture. The new ballet Petrushka premiered this past Thursday, and the ballet is anything but ordinary. Petrushka was originally composed by Igor Stravinsky and was inspired by 19th century puppet plays. The ballet was first performed with dancers pretending to be puppets, but now the Basil Puppeteer twist has the puppets pretending to be dancers. The show features 9 unseen puppeteers and 2 pianists. Petrushka will be running at the Paramount Theater now through November 21st. And Quidditch is not just a magical sport played on screen. New York City was home to the 4th annual Quidditch Cup tournament this past weekend. As seen in this user-submitted footage, 40 teams from around the world, including our own Emerson College, competed in the Manhattan Park. The Harry Potter-based sports features teenage wizards who are riding on flying broomsticks, but for us muggles, or humans, the rules have been changed so both feet can stay on the ground. The World Cup came just in time for the hype of the 7th Harry Potter movie opening this weekend. And there is more to celebrate this week than just Harry Potter. The Massachusetts Transgender Political Coalition kicked off Transgender Awareness Week this past Saturday. Over 20 events are taking place throughout the Massachusetts area to spread transgender awareness and the challenges transgenders face. MTPC Executive Director Gunnar Scott hopes by the end of the week, everyone will have learned something new. Transgender Awareness Week will be going on now through November 21st. That's all I have for your Boston culture. Back to you, Ross and Katie.
After years of negotiations, the music of the Beatles can finally be purchased on iTunes. The founder of Apple, Steve Jobs, the Beatles management company, Apple Corp., and the Beatles label EMI Group were hesitant to release the individual tracks. They feared it would devalue their songs by opening them up to potential piracy issues. And the songs will be sold for $1.29 each, with albums costing $12.99. And Facebook has a new messaging system. The website's creator, Mark Zuckerberg, announced the system's ability to combine Facebook messages, text messages, and instant messages. It will be faster and more seamless than email and will allow each user to have one history for all of their different ways of communication. Zuckerberg believes it is a great new idea that won't kill email. It is just a new system for a faster world where over 4 billion messages are sent on a daily basis. And can Twitter actually make you smarter? A semester-long study shows that GPAs went up half a point for college students who use Twitter for educational purposes. 175 students were observed, 70 of which accessed Twitter and saw increased GPAs and class engagement. The remaining 55 used typical internet sources and reported no changes. Some professors embrace the new technology, but acknowledge that its design alone could not have produced the positive results. And Google's profits may be at a record high, but a Chinese search engine may be giving it a run for its money. The search engine Baidu is challenging Google for the #1 spot as the top search engine in the world. Chairman and Chief Executive of Baidu, Robert Li, says the search engine has 99% market share of the 420 million internet users. One U.S. company has certainly benefited from its progress. Yahoo holds a stake in Baidu worth more than the company itself. Baidu's executives are working on improving the site's social networking system, something they admit to being second best to compared to Google.
That's all the time we have for you tonight. Remember to check out our website at eivnews.com and our podcast on iTunes.
Thanks for choosing EIV News. Have a good night.
This has been a presentation of EIV News and Emerson Independent Video. For more, visit us online at eivnews.com.